your exercise tip of the week at home is focusing on lunge form. So I will go over some variations of lunges as well as just what your lunges should look like so that you're being good to your joints while also getting a good workout, okay? So there is the regular old lunge, forward or back, really depending on what joint issues you might have. That might be the deciding factor on whether you lunge forward or back. So stepping forward into a lunge, you're just gonna step forward, big enough that as you bend the front knee, your knee stays above your ankle and does not go past your toes, okay? You can go a little past your ankle, but you still wanna be able to see your big toe when you look down at your foot, all right? So you would be stepping forward and then back. This tends to be a little harder on your knees, so if you have any knee injuries or knee issues, you may want to avoid the forward lunge and instead do a backward lunge. So you would step into the exact same position, it's just that the work and momentum is coming back and then pushing forward. Stepping back, same thing, your front knee is above your ankle, behind your toe, your back knee is dropping to the floor without touching the floor. You get really close, but you don't want to touch. And then stepping in. Now, the alternate issue with a backward lunge is that if you have any ankle problems, ankle weakness, any sprains like that, you don't want to do this one, you might want to do the forward lunge. Just because your ankle is the one pushing your weight forward, as opposed to in a forward lunge, your knee is catching the weight and pushing it back, all right? So that's your regular old lunge. Another way to do that, instead of stepping in or out, in case you have ankle and knee problems, you can take a split stance like this where your back heel is off the floor, front foot is nice and flat, and all you do is bend the knees and come up. Dropping low again, not quite touching the floor but getting really close, and standing up. There, neither of your joints are doing too much work, but there is a little bit more balance involved. So you're stacked just in hip height, hip width, feet apart, and forward and back, bending up and down. See how I wobbled there a little bit? That one is a little tougher on balance. So if you want to work with that lunge where you're just coming up and down with one foot forward and back, you might want to hold on to a chair, a wall, anything you have nearby, just to give you a little bit of extra assistance, okay? So some variations of your lunges could be a wide side lunge. So you would start with your feet out wide, your toes pointed forward. So if you're going wide enough that you can't keep your toes pointed forward, your feet are too wide, okay? So you're gonna bend into one knee, your back stays straight, your chest only comes down because the rest of you is coming down. Stand up, and then you bend to the other side, all right? This again is a little easier on the joints to do it this way. You'll feel a little stretch in the inner thigh of your straight leg. You're bending deep into the knee of the other leg. See how your knee comes forward a little bit, but it's still not crossing in front of your toes, all right? Variation of that is a little bit harder, not a lot. You can step out into the lunge and then step in, all right? So taking your feet really wide, taking that step, still letting your toes point forward, and then you can do it on either side, all right? And then last but not least, we have curtsy lunges, or cross lunges. You want to start, your left foot, for example, is not going to move at all. Your right leg is doing all the movement. You step back and across, so you can see that my right foot is back behind me a ways, but also off to the left with a lot of separation between the left and right foot. You bend your knees from here and then stand up. Again, you can hold it here and just bend and extend, or come in, step back and lunge. You can always alternate with any of these lunges as well. Going side to side, just keeping your belly button tight, hips square. Again, see that front knee does not cross over your toes, and you got a big wide space. So that is a lot of different lunges for you, but the form for each of them, involved in all of it, you want to make sure that you're pulling in your belly button, keeping a nice relaxed shoulders and a neutral spine. I'm not going to say straight, because you notice with the side lunges you kind of lean forward a little bit, But as long as your spine is nice and long, that's all you really want, engaging the abs. And as always, with a little bit of balance involved, make sure that you have something nearby to hold on to if balance just isn't your thing, okay? So that is lunges. Get working, get moving, and enjoy.